I feel like she's dead on the nail with this one. Unless you're like doing business and you were like get you a little cup and everything, but we don't sit to drink coffee and enjoy the day.
No.
We take the coffee with us, try not to spill it on the way to work.
Yes, yes.
Basically. What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. Super excited about this video. If you're new to us
and we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, alright? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
Just to put a disclaimer out there, these are all my opinions. That's my opinion! And my impressions of my first month of actually living in Australia. I'm not sure if everyone will notice these things. These are just some things that I noticed myself in this first month. One thing that totally surprised me, I'm actually shocked that this happens, but on the radio and in certain like clothing stores as well, they have like the not clean version of songs playing, which I just thought was like so weird. And I was like, oh my god, did they mess up? Like, you know, this music has like a bad word in it. Like, are they allowed to show that because it's like a public setting? Especially on the radio, they'll have like a disclaimer that comes up like before the actual like song comes on, and it's like profanity about to occur or something like that.
Really?
And I was just like, oh my god, I can't believe they like play the whole song, because in America like there's no way, it's like super unprofessional if you go into a place and they're like have music like playing cuss words, you know. One thing I noticed as soon as I got
real talk, because at the end of the day, I remember when I was like I was young and I heard my first profanity word on the radio while the song was playing, and sometimes they I don't know, they forget to bleep it out. But when I heard it, I was like, oh, they said a bad word. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if anyone else has caught it, but they have it where they do it sometimes.
No, they do it after hours, though.
Okay.
So, again, if that happened when you was young, maybe the rules were different then. But I know, like, growing up, you know, into an adult.
Yeah.
It's always, like, after 8 or 10.
No.
Unless it was a certain radio station.
That way, too. Yeah, that way, too. Yeah.
Off of the airport was just how much more Melbourne spent money towards making everything look nice. And what I mean by this is like when you're going along certain highways or you're going under bridges, the bridges are kind of aesthetically and architecturally a little bit more prettier. There's so much more of a focus on making things look more aesthetically pleasing, because in California some of the freeways just absolutely suck, and in Australia too, they have digital signs instead of like the physical signs. So it would be like, oh, 100 kilometers per hour, and then if there's an accident, the digital signs would slow down and be flashing, where in America you're just having like a consistent, you know, 65 miles per hour, and you have to follow that, but you don't know if there's a crash further down the road and whether to avoid it or not. So I think in that regard, Australia is like a little bit safer when it comes to the road. Obviously there's crazy drivers in both countries.
Oh snap. Literally this video my friend sent me from, oh wow. Hey, so R is that we just have really bad traffic, because sometimes it can just be bad traffic all for like 15 minutes. And then you finally see that it could have been an accident that made the traffic backed up so bad.
I don't know. I would like to digitalize, you know, the stuff. But we do have the LED, the marquee boards.
Yeah.
We do have those that would tell us like if there's a crash, but it's not like consistently in every city or on every highway.
That is true.
So
GPS me.
Yeah,
they're gonna tell me soon as possible, hey, there's a crash coming up. Okay, let's hit this exit before we get there. Because I don't like sitting in traffic.
Right, that's why you have to put on the GPS even if you know where you're going, so you
Let us
know what's ahead.
If you do that, if you surround your GPS freely, because that's like, you know, you can just be alerted for everything.
Even like a log on the road, they'll let you know.
Yeah, real talk. It was okay.
but Australia has like those warning signs of like, hey, move to the left or move to the right because a car is broken down on that side. So I think that was like a really cool thing that I noticed in Australia. Another thing, if we're talking about transport as well, would be the public transport that's offered in both countries. I was from specifically like the Bay Area, so the Bay Area has like an okay public transport, but I feel like it's pretty expensive. Like anytime I would jump on the Caltrain, I found that I would be spending like $20 if I were to go through the Caltrain. And when I'm taking the train in Melbourne, it's like, yeah, it'll cost me about like $4.60 for like the same amount of time and travel. And they also have a free section of transport within the very center of the city where when you're taking a tram between certain stops, it's completely free and you don't have to pay at all to use that transport, which I think is really cool and really fun. Another thing too, I know this kind of depends on what area you're in, but Australia has like a coffee shop on like every single corner, or they'll have like 4 coffee shops like on a single corner. Like there's a center near me, like a shopping center, and I'm not even joking, there's 5 coffee shops all within the same like 500 meters of each other. It's insane. But with that, I feel like there's more of like a coffee culture in terms of like sit down and drink your coffee, where in America it's like you get your coffee and go somewhere else. It's like you would get a to-go cup. Where like in Australia, everywhere that you're going, if you're having it like for here instead of takeaway, like you have a, like, you know, a mug or like a ceramic mug. Most places in America, I feel like only do the to-go cup. So
hey, I don't know. Well, I do know. I feel like she's dead on the nail with this one. Unless you're like doing business and you were like get you a little cup and everything, but we don't sit to drink coffee and enjoy the day.
No.
We take the coffee with us, try not to spill it on the way to work.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes, it's more about the work than just enjoying it.
Yeah.
And that was kind of cool because it's like, you know, you sit down, you relax at a coffee shop. Rather than I feel like in America, if you go to a coffee shop, you're like studying or working. Or like in Australia here, it's a little bit more about relaxing, enjoying a coffee. It's like you sit down, you chat with somebody. So you're doing that in America too, but I feel like there's just more of a focus on it in Australia. A big part that I think was pretty different, which California has like the win on this, would be like the weather. Melbourne weather is known for having like 4 seasons in one day. So like in the morning it'll be freezing cold, and then in the middle of the day it's like, you know, an autumn kind of like fall kind of weather, and then you maybe get like, it feels like summer and it's like super hot and it's probably like, you know, 30 degrees or more than that. Then by the end of the night you're getting like, you know, spring. It's like raining or something like that.
We gotta keep switching it up then.
Yeah, that was definitely her experience with California, because where we're from, baby, during the winter or the fall, we never really had a fall. But during the winter or the fall, the morning, it's going to be cold.
Yeah.
But by the time you get off of work or out of school, it is hot.
You know what's so crazy?
And then it's going to rain.
Hey, see, our fall weather feels like the beginning of hurricane season.
Yeah, ooh, that breeze right
before the storm. That's our fall weather there. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. That's crazy that you mentioned that. We don't, now I'm thinking about it, I don't remember having like a good day where I went outside. I was like, man, it's just perfect.
Yeah. No. But I actually miss Louisiana weather, because now we're in Texas, y'all, if you didn't know.
Too different. Oh,
it's so different.
So different.
First of all, y'all already know Texas is large. So we're in northern Texas. I feel like places like Houston and Galveston, they cool. They have the same climate as Louisiana. But northern Texas, no. It's extremely hot or extremely cold. No in between. And it barely rains up here.
Barely rains. When we first moved, I can't tell you when the last time it had rained. Like
just to see clouds.
It's like a blanket of just blue.
Yes, that
just
was a
everything
culture
was
shock
blue.
for us. So
it's like we didn't get no rain. Like,
nah, that was definitely her experience just in California.
Yeah.
Where I feel like the weather in California is like super consistent every day. Like if it's gonna rain, it's gonna rain for the entire day. But if it's gonna be sunny, it's gonna be sunny for the entire day. Melbourne, at least, it's like so different every day. So because of that, you have to be like dressed and ready for any single weather pattern that could come on. You have to bring like a jacket or like sweatpants, even if you know that it's gonna be like a sunny day, just in case. The weather is so unpredictable. As well as talking about weather too, the sun is so much stronger here in Australia than it is in California. In California, I feel like if it's a sunny day, I can go out and get away with not wearing sunscreen. Where here, I will 100% get burned if I don't wear sunscreen and it's a sunny day. The UV is like constantly super high. The other day for my walking a half marathon video, I didn't put enough sunscreen on my arms and I literally got the worst watch tan ever. I don't know if it really shows up on video, but yeah, definitely wearing your sunscreen here in Australia is so important. They have like a whole bunch of campaigns about protecting yourself from the sun, because there's a really high skin cancer risk by not wearing sunscreen. Now we're talking about
let's rewind the days back a few on the calendar. Summer was hot. So if it was hot here, I can only imagine what you guys went through this time.
Yeah, the climate is changing.
Man, it was crazy hot. I felt like the sun was chilling on the concrete, just relaxing with his feet up.
Just
like,
there.
Just looking at you like, it was that hot.
Slang. I'm probably going to do a whole video on that where like I interview my family about the different kinds of slang that they use. But obviously there's a lot of different kinds of terms and things that they call different items in Australia. So for example, a big one is flip-flops in California are called thongs here. But thongs in California mean like underwear. With that, there is a lot of different slang, and like sometimes when I hear other people talk about, you know, different words that I don't know the meaning of, I'm like so confused on what they're talking about. You know, I'm slowly starting to catch up to what the slang is. And on my last video, I called one of those like clip-on bags that you use for walking and stuff, I call it like a fanny pack, but apparently that's like not a good word. They call it a bum bag. So some people commented on my last video about calling it a bum bag, so that's what I'm going to be calling it now. Another thing here too is that drinking tap
bags, the bum bags, it's called the bum bag.
Okay.
water is like completely normal, and like most people drink their tap water. In America, like most people are using like a Brita filter, or they're somehow filtering their water using bottled water, but in Australia it's totally normal to drink your tap water, and most people just do it anyways. Okay, let's see how long I can go before my battery dies. Also, I feel like the money makes so much more sense here in Australia. Every single bill has its own color. The only part that kind of confuses me is when it gets to the coins, because there's like a $2 coin, a $1 coin, and then all the cents, but they don't have pennies. If you're charging someone for something and it's like $12.93, you would then round down to 90 because there's only like the 5-cent coin and not like a penny. So that was like something that I had to get used to at least, because I'm like, wait, do I have to like round? Like I have to like think a little bit extra when I'm giving people change. Now I feel like I actually care a lot more about coins, because there's like the $1 coin and $2 coin, where in America like the highest coin that you really have and that you use frequently would be like the 25-cent coin, like a quarter. Because of that, like I don't really care about change, but like here change actually matters because it's worth a lot more. Lastly, getting used to like Celsius instead of Fahrenheit was something to get used to, because people talk about like, oh my god, it's so hot, like it's 30 degrees. To me in Fahrenheit, 30 degrees is like freezing. Like it's below freezing. It was like definitely something to get used to, and I have to think like, okay, a 20-degree day, like what am I gonna wear for a 20-degree day? So definitely having to get used to like that Celsius change, and I'm kind of starting to get kilometers as well. What the is a kilometer? I feel like understanding like how far a kilometer is, I'm like, okay, it's a little bit less than a mile, but like not half, but like a little bit more than half, and like trying to understand that as well has been a bit of a challenge. The metric system makes more sense, like we all know that. So yeah, I think I might make a part 2 for more information on the differences between Australia and the US. Obviously I've only been here for like just over a month, so I don't know everything about the country, but I'm really excited to like get to learn more and find more differences. I think I'm gonna make a video about
so we're gonna stop right there. Make sure you guys check her channel out. Hey, I just think at the end of the day, if you actually visit a location, you have to live it to know exactly how to prep yourself for actually vacating there or spending the rest of your life there. But if you want to just say, hey, I'm about to up and go, I wouldn't count on just bringing one wardrobe style. No. Like beach ready or stuff like that. Like you gotta mix it up.
Yeah, that's my favorite parts, to research, you know, for the clothes wise and extra things. I love gadgets and things. So extra things to pack. We do have some videos on the language differences, like the slangs. The slangs. If y'all wanted to check that out.
I think it was 100 slangs that we did with that one. Yeah. It was over 100.
It was cool. And another one she mentioned at the end. What did she mention at the end?
What did she mention at the end?
I can't think.
I don't remember. Something about, no, that was, she said that earlier. She was talking about
I don't know, but it's something at the end that she mentioned, and we have a video in the playlist of that one as well.
So yeah, you can check it out.
Yeah. So we hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you like to support the channel that way, as well as our reaction request form is in our description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.